Hello, Ohio Realtors. I'm Todd Book, and I have joining with me Stephen Hall with the law firm of Zaino Hall Farrin here in Columbus. They do a lot of government relations work with us, and he's been nice enough to join us today to talk about some property tax issues. And Stephen, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Everybody likes to talk about property taxes. I have actually been receiving, and Steve and McCoy have been receiving a lot of calls on the hotline about property taxes and what's going on in that world, especially now that there's a lot of counties that are going through this reevaluation process and new property taxes are starting to show up and people are concerned. So Steve, if you could just give us a little overview, how do property taxes work in Ohio when it comes to reevaluations?
Sure. So since the tax is based on what the value of the property is, it's the job of the county auditors to appraise the property, and that is done in 6-year cycles and then a 3-year cycle. So once every 6 years, the county auditor is supposed to look at every parcel in the county and determine what he or she thinks is the true value of the property. And generally speaking, that means what someone would pay for it. Because of the appreciation and values of property and inflation, that has caused significant spikes in the valuation of property across the state of Ohio. The auditors revalue every 6 years throughout the state of Ohio. It's unequal cycles. It's not every county every year. I think 2025 payable 2026 has about 20 or 21 counties, and then next year 26 payable 2027 there's about 41 counties. So I think in the next couple years you'll be getting a lot of phone calls. The difficult concept is the auditor's job is to determine what someone would pay for the property, and because of inflation and appreciation in the value of property, that has caused significant spikes.
And that's a good thing. Property valuations going up, people feel like they have more money, right, in the sense that their home value, equity in their home possibly, but then there's the tax part of that, because you have to pay based on those taxes. And I know the legislature over the last cycle or two have been working on ways to try to alleviate some of those concerns, but when it comes to this process of if you get a valuation, are people just kind of stuck with that, or what can they do?
Couple comments. Number one, as you know, just because your value goes up 30% does not necessarily mean your tax is going to go up 30%, because there are fixed sum levies, fixed rate levies. So I think people understand that. To challenge the valuation, let's say that you get alleged value for your house and you think, I don't think my house is worth that much. There are sort of two ways you can challenge that. One is informally. Some counties have an informal process, usually in the fall or early winter before they finalize the values.
That's probably what's sparked a lot of my calls right now. People are getting that letter from the auditor saying, here's what we kind of expect it's going to be, right?
Yeah, and if that county has an informal process, that's a good chance to go in, because you can do that by yourself. You can bring in an appraiser, you can bring in someone with comparable sales, and it's not the formal board of revision process where oftentimes the school district lawyers might try to defend the auditor's value, and then you have opposition. So that's option one. Option two is a formal board of revision complaint. And those are done in January. From January to March is when you file a piece of paper to ask the auditor to look at your property more significantly.
That's the DTE1 form I'm familiar with,
That
right?
is. And people need to be a little careful about filling that out, because there are some procedural traps. If you don't fill them out correctly, you could sort of be caught. You technically don't need a lawyer necessarily to file the complaint if you're the owner of the property. If you are not the owner of the property, however, it's my strong recommendation that you use an attorney to help you. That can become cost prohibitive, so you have to kind of balance that.
Okay, so this this board of revision process, people have to file that, I think, by the end of March if they do want to challenge it. Then tell us a little bit, what's the board of revision? Who is that? What are they looking at?